What's going on, guys? Gomes here, back again on another MLB The Show 20 Diamond Dynasty video, and today we're going to be going over something pretty fun, pretty cool. We're going to go over how to build the best two-way pitcher for your cap in the game. Of course, a two-way pitcher is somebody who plays both position and pitcher, but you can't really do that in Diamond Dynasty, so we're specifically looking at the best hitting pitcher that we can make, and of course, he'll pitch as well and be really, really good. So before we get into this one, make sure leave a like down below. It really helps out the videos a ton. Subscribe if you guys have not yet. A lot of great videos we put out so far, have a lot of great videos still to come, so make sure never miss a video by hitting that subscribe button. That being said, let's get right into it. So first of all, I want to talk about the build for Create a Player. Now, it doesn't really matter which one that you pick. As soon as you get to the diamond, you're going to have upgraded hitting stats. I'll show you for the gold one, for example, and this is only going to be with starting pitchers, mind you, not the relievers. If we were to look at a starting pitcher, he's not really going to have much hitting stats. I guess it's not bad, 12 contact, 8 contact versus lefties to start out, but it gets much better. And here to show you, don't do this with the closer. If you want to use him as a reliever, and that's something I'm going to talk about, I actually recommend that you use this card as a reliever out of your rotation, but the rotation guys strictly don't get any base stats, so it's going to make it a lot more of a yikes. As far as how to get this, it is really simple and it's not going to take you that much time. The pitcher is by far the easiest cap to grind. All you're going to need to do is some of these moments. I'll link up a video up in the top right hand corner, some moment tips if you guys are having trouble, some multi-games, or generally pitching wise, you want to throw high fastballs with high velocity pitchers and mix in breaking balls. You get a lot of punch outs and it becomes really, really easy. So if you guys are having trouble, hopefully that does help. Then the collections, you have, you know, a couple gold players that you have to get, some silvers and some bronzes, and then you play some innings and get some strikeouts. This is really, really easy. Don't do it online. Don't do the innings. You can do this in 4 to 5. I think it's 5 games. It's 50 innings, so 9 per would be 45. It took me 5 games because one of them I pitched 14 innings opposed to the regular 4. And strikeouts are so easy. All you have to do is just plug them into your lineup, or your rotation rather. Go into a play versus computer game against the Orioles on rookie. Make sure you're the home team so you don't have to bat the last time if so need be. And it is really, really easy. Like I said, all you have to do is pitch. The Orioles have a trash team. They're not going to make contact. You will strike out more than 20 batters a game, or at least I was, and it's going to go really fast. Within 2 hours, you're going to get that done. And then you're going to have your pitcher. Now, overall, in general, I do want to talk about this quick because this matters. If you're going to use him, he might as well pitch well. Pick the velocity for a starter. These are so slow. The pitches are better, mind you, but you can't have somebody throwing 91 miles per hour. I have Greg Maddux, who at first was okay, but eventually, especially once you start getting in the higher ranks, you can't have somebody throwing peas. That is just noodle arm. You can't have that. So unfortunately, it's not the best pitches, but just mix with your four seam, your slider, and a changeup. And like I said, that's more reason why I would use him as a reliever, a long reliever out of your bullpen than anything else. And getting into the actual hitting stats, now that that is out of the way, the best build that I am using right now, technically it's not the best, but these are the equipment I've been using. Like I said, this is not the best. It is probably a mid-range. It cost me about 50,000 stubs after I already had some equipment, but I bought a couple things, so it's probably 50 to 80k, somewhere in that range. And this bat is 1,000 stubs. You can easily get it on the market. That's 6 power, 6 contact. These batting gloves are going to give me plus 7 contact, plus 3 power, and plus 7 plate vision. For batting, only keep track of the contact, the power, and the plate vision. Nothing else really is going to matter. But of course, the pitching is still important. I want to, be able to do well with the pitcher. That's also very important. So do get a good glove. This one has plus 11 K9, plus 7 hits per 9, also plus 7 arm strength and fielding, which does come in handy. This is not the best cleat by a long shot. The best one gives you plus 14 speed, which you don't start off with much speed at all with your pitchers, which is unfortunate, but once again, better per 9s that we're going to get. You don't have to, the best thing about this, you don't have to worry about any of the catching stuff. You know, anything about that, don't waste money on shin guards, wrist guards, that kind of thing. Then I have this arm sleeve, which you really don't need. It's just defensive things with your arm. And then this bat skin right here, which I have plus 4 and 4 contact, 4 power, and 5 plate vision. The sunglasses right here, which are going to help with more plate vision. There is a diamond one, and there's a great plus 8 contact and plus 8 power ritual, but it is very expensive. This can be very, very expensive to get the best of the best, but this plus 6 contact is more important than power, I would say, for this build. And so here are my stats with this actual pitcher. If you are ever having trouble finding stats, you have to actually go into a game to see them apply. And these are the hitting stats. I am pretty happy with this overall. 35 contact versus righties, 31 against lefties, and about 20 power per side with 36 vision. You might say that is not very good, but this is one of the best hitting pitchers that you would find in the game. That is very solid. You know, Madison Bumgarner kind of pitcher has more power, but I think contact is more important. And the reason why this is going to be pretty damn good, and you definitely want to try this, is because most people are not expecting your pitcher to be able to hit whatsoever. Most people will try to throw you strikes, because this is something I learned. And quick tip for you guys, if you are batting as your pitcher, let's say it's just some pitcher that doesn't have good hitting stats, there is no point to swing. You might as well just wait out the pitches. Don't swing first pitch, because you're wasting an opportunity. You could make them throw 4 or 5 pitches. I've worked walks with pitchers before. Make them pitch, drain their stamina. That's going to help you out a ton. But if they do that, if they know what you're doing, they'll try and throw you fastballs. And then if you're ready for it, and if you have a good hitting pitcher like we do here, you'll actually be able to get some base hits. I, a lot of times, run into the issue where my pitcher comes up and I have runners in scoring position. It's only been 2-3 innings. He's pitching well. I don't want to take him out. This completely eliminates that problem. On top of, you know, the mid-30s contact that I have, he's also a switch hitter, so I'm always on the good side that I want to be, and I get to pick a swing. All of those things considered, this is going to be pretty decent, and I would bet money that I will be able to hit 250 or at least 200 with this hitting pitcher online. That is no joke. With the fact that I'm going to have my swing, switch hitter, and these stats, and people aren't going to be ready. They're not expecting that I'm actually going to be decent hitting-wise. This is going to be a pretty good build, and he is going to be phenomenal pitching as well if you use him as a long reliever, like I mentioned, because he really just doesn't have the best pitches for you to regularly use him. 113 K per 9, 88 hit 9, 84 stamina, 76 walk 9. He's going to throw 96, maybe 97 miles per hour. Unfortunately, like I said, you can't change pitches, you can't change velocities. All you can change are your per 9s, which sucks because I would really like to have some better pitches. I think the 2-seamer is borderline useless. The only time I ever throw a 2-seamer is 1, if I don't have a sinker, and 2, if I'm righty on righty. And they're not very good opponents, because if they are, they're going to snuff out the 2-seamer. Doesn't have much break. It's basically trying to be a fastball, but it's not a fastball. They're trying too hard to imitate something that they're not. So that is pretty dang good. Like I said, that was a 50K build, and I also wanted to show you guys this one as well. This is all gold stuff. This is what I had prior. And it is still 20s across the board, 20 power, 26 and 22 contact, 27 vision, and it's still going to be good pitching stats as well. This is what you get as soon as you get your 88 overall pitcher, and whatever equipment you have on. That's literally the screenshot that I took right here. You can get much better though, and I did go through what is the best of the best that you can get if you have the best equipment, and this is what we're going to be looking with. He would have 36 contact against righties, 32 against lefties, 29 power against righties, 32 against lefties, 35 vision, and 33 speed. On top of that, 84 stamina, 90 hit 9, 116 K9, 76 walk 9. That is amazing. The two-way capability just makes this such a great build. And in my opinion, that is going to be a lot better than just trying to stack your per 9s a little bit more. At some point, it isn't going to matter so much what your per 9s are opposed to what your pitches are. You can't change the pitches, so if you're going to use your cap at pitcher, you might as well make him be able to swing the bat. And here's what I'm talking about, how it can get really expensive. This is 60K, for example. It does give you great boost, plus 8 contact, plus 8 power. And what I would recommend almost is you can either go balanced, which isn't bad. That's usually going to be more expensive though. I went front way on contact, and you know, I still have decent enough power. What did I have? 20 power per side, which is enough to, you know, not have no power. You'll still hit line drives if you can match your PCI up with the ball and swing at good pitches. And I still have about 40 vision as well, which is pretty dang solid. Can be upgraded as well, as I mentioned. But yeah, this can get expensive. But even if you just get some of the more bare bones stuff, like I said, I spent probably 50K. You can spend even less than 50K and still have 30 contact aside, 20 power, 35 vision, 30 speed, and some beast per 9s pitching. So like I said, I don't think that this is going to be somebody you want to use as your starting pitcher, because I don't like their pitches enough to be used as that. I would instead make him a back of the rotation guy, because I've mentioned this before, unless you frequently use your starting pitchers in your bullpen. By what I mean, if I pitched with Garrett Cole, I wouldn't use him as a reliever until he was at least full stamina, because I want my best pitchers to be back to starting as soon as possible. So really, I only have to use 4 guys in my rotation anyway. So if you want to put your cap at the end and use him as a beast long reliever and somebody that your opponent is not expecting can actually hit, you're going to be pretty successful, and you can keep him in. You don't have to keep burning up your bench all the time. Sometimes you will have your bench completely burned up, and if you saved him, it's going to be a hell of a lot better than having to pinch hit Taylor Rogers, somebody with zeros across the board. So make sure to give this a shot. Like I said, don't knock it until you try it. I've been using it a little bit, and it is actually pretty dang solid. I think it is very cool, and it's something to try out. And furthermore, what I was mentioning, it is pretty much the best hitting pitcher that you are going to find in the game right now, besides Shohei Ohtani and Brendan McKay. We're not counting those two. But looking at some of the best pitchers in the game, Scherzer has as good contact, not as good power, and I'm sure he's going to be slower as well. A guy like Jesus Luzardo, much lower contact and power, and it's going to be a great reliever. We're kind of on a shortage of great relievers right now, especially in my opinion, righties. I think there's not that many great righties that we have. There's like Hoffman and Gagne, but they're going for astronomical amounts. So if you're missing a guy in your bullpen and you also want them to hit a little bit, make sure to give this a try. But that is pretty much going to do it for this video. If you guys did enjoy, leave a like down below. Let me know if you guys are going to try this. I really am interested and really I hope that some of you guys are going to give this a chance, because I think it can be really dominant if you do try it out. Thank you all for watching this one. Leave a like down below on your way out. Hope you guys have a great day. There goes some Saudi. Yeet.